And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Chris B, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel.
Dees.
You had some cooking plans.
I did.
You want to tell me what they were?
Well,
hold on. Before we get started, have you made pancakes before? Sorry, that was a little inside joke. Have you made pancakes before? Are you even certain?
I have never made pancakes before.
But you have that spatula. Okay, anyway,
I
sorry.
do. It's unused though.
Rachel's never made a pancake, so just take that into this conversation as sort of a profiling clue. Okay, what did you make for dinner?
I made vegetarian hamburger rice.
What the fuck does that mean? Vegetarian hamburger rice. So rice?
You get the vegetarian hamburger. I like the Impossible brand of veggie hamburger. And then I chopped up half an onion and I cooked the veggie hamburger. I added the onion. Then I added 2 cups of mixed frozen vegetables. And I cooked rice in my rice cooker. I cooked it with I added veggie bouillon to it. And then I mixed it all together and added some garlic powder and Worcester sauce. And that was it. It was really good.
And you added the garlic powder after it was done cooking?
Yes.
Nice.
Is that right?
But it needs to activate in water to get the flavor. So you don't have to sprinkle it in like a cup of water, but generally you want to put it in while you're cooking so that it gets the flavor.
Okay. Well, I'll do that for next time.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get you there. We'll do one thing at a time.
Well, that was what I made. And then this morning you were telling me about your cooking plans, and it was a different vibe. My vibe was like homemade hamburger helper kind of thing.
I was going to make lemon with a cheesecake kind of filling. A lemon cheesecake filling for a creme brulee donut.
That sounds incredible.
I don't want to take the shine off your hamburger rice, but I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. So
I've recently, I've always kind of been into it, but recently I've really gotten into cooking a lot. And sometimes when you talk about cooking, you say things that I find upsetting.
I'm sorry.
So tell me because I showed you a recipe the other day that you were going to cook, it sounded like, right? The soy, what is it called, tofu thing?
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah,
I got the stuff for it today, actually.
Would be better with steak, but okay. tofu, that's an option.
Yeah,
it looked okay, I'll be honest. I thought you might like it.
Yeah,
you can't eat steak, but
it's true. Well, I could, but I choose not to.
That's a weird move. It's a weird move to choose not to eat steak. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I was talking about, because you brought this up. I want to clarify that I was not just attacking you.
No, I know.
You brought this up.
Yeah.
What was it that I said that brought this up other than the donut?
Well, this morning you were telling me about your cooking plans, and you were like, I'm gonna make this lemon cheesecake donut creme brulee thing, and then you were like, I'm also either gonna make BLTs or cubanos for lunch.
Yeah, or a patty melt. I hadn't decided.
Oh, that's right, the patty. Yeah, and I was like, all of those sound really good.
I didn't make any of that today.
Okay.
Yeah. I was aiming big.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably do it tomorrow. I also want to make those souffle pancakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna make pancakes.
Souffle pancakes. Yeah.
Nice.
We'll just start you off on Bisquick, and then we'll work our way towards the souffle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, what kind of thing? Okay, tell me some other things that you cook.
I make spaghetti a lot, which upsets you every time I tell you what I put in it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience what you put in your spaghetti, and we can all just get on my side real quick.
So whenever I make spaghetti, I get the vegetarian hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
And I also add to that like a zucchini squash that I dice up.
Okay.
An onion, and then a can of spaghetti sauce. There's like a spicy kind that I really like, so I've been getting that lately.
Everybody always thinks spicy spaghetti is the way to go. Last time you said you put peppers in it?
Oh yeah, so I had gotten like a bag of what I thought were mixed peppers, like different types of peppers, because they were all different shapes and sizes. There were like 2 or 3 bell peppers, and then a bunch of smaller peppers that were like red and green and yellow. And so I wanted to put some of those in my spaghetti just to make it like a little more spicy.
Right, as people do.
But it turned out they were all bell peppers. They were just like fully grown bell peppers and then immature bell peppers. So it was not what I wanted.
Right. To be perfectly fair with you, I didn't know what you wanted when you started describing it. You're just white girling out.
It's true.
You're just like, going full on white bitch.
Neither of my parents have ever been good at cooking.
I don't know if we've ever told this before, but why don't you go ahead and tell me about the chicken? Tell me about the chicken.
So, one of the things are you talking about the...
You know what chicken I'm talking about, Rachel.
Well, there's 2 different chickens.
Why don't you start us off on the one I'm talking about and then expand? Just listen to this, guys. You're just gonna lose your shit.
My mom is a big fan of making the most bland chicken that you've ever seen in your life. So one way that she likes to cook her chicken breast is by getting a big bag of frozen chicken breast, and then just dropping it in a pot of boiling water. And after you boil it until it's as white as a Victorian ghost.
Not like a sous vide or anything.
No,
just a fucking
just
dump.
loose. Yeah, just loose in a big pot of boiling water. And then
is wretched smelling.
So she'll also just like leave them in the pot for what I feel like is way too, like she'll turn off the heat, but then she just kind of leaves them.
Do they float
in the pot like all day?
Do they float or do they?
I honestly I don't remember. I just remember like a big pot of like cloudy chicken water on the stove.
Oh god, it sounds so gross.
And then
I saw a picture you sent me of a frozen chicken patty, like hard frozen, like ice on it.
So that was
in a air fryer.
I got my mom an air fryer, which she loves, and she uses it like every day. And so she, unasked, I did not ask, she sent me a photo of what she was making. And so in her air fryer, before she'd cooked it, was side by side frozen chicken breast and frozen broccoli that she was cooking in the air fryer at the same time. And then I think she had sort of liberally doused them with like what looked like black sesame seeds, which I can't see her actually having unless it was something that my brother got because a quote-unquote doctor on YouTube told him it would, I don't know, open his third eye or something. So she sent me that, and then I sent it to you, and you were horrified, especially when I pointed out that everything was frozen.
That is I don't like. Sometimes I think
Uh-huh.
like sometimes you cook something really like elaborate, like it's sort of like a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just cook something kind of bare bonesy.
Yeah.
You know, I think of like fried chicken as sort of bare bonesy. When I fry chicken, I like just peanut oil and some paprika and cumin, oregano, freaking some salt and pepper, flour, and then kind of fry it. You know. It's not like a super complicated. It's just sort of it's got a bunch of prep.
Yeah.
So that's like sort of baseline-y kind of shit, and like sometimes do like a meatball sub or something like that, and you get to mix the meatball. These are all relatively simple recipes, right? And then you show me something like boiled chicken in a pot, and I started thinking like, what percentage of the world is cooking like I'm cooking, and what percentage of the world is cooking like that? I need to know.
So I grew up with my mom's cooking.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to cook more like how you cook. I do try, but I'm not good at it. I'm kind of impatient when it comes to cooking. I try not to be, but I am impatient. And I'm trying to not do this as much, but I rely very heavily on like vegetarian chicken, vegetarian ground beef, vegetarian like meatballs. So
yeah,
I'm trying to not do that as much, but I do oftentimes will take a recipe that calls for like chicken, and I'm just like vegetarian chicken, and then everything else is the same.
Well, they are different, you know that.
Yeah.
So like I have a hard time because I was sharing with you some after you sent me like your fourth picture of the driest meal I've ever seen. Like just the dry meals, like like straight up almost granola. So I was like,
I don't know how to make sauces.
I gotta teach this chick how to do some sauces, like just some easy sauces, right? So it was like a Montbur sausage, just like butter and water.
Yeah.
And then emulsify, right? And so like after a while I was like, okay, so we could do like a red wine sauce, and we'll take the Montbur and just add it to that, and white wine, maybe some broth, and then add some butter to emulsify it, and these will be some good sauces. I thought would be a good option.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no fond, I don't think. If you cook, like when you cook, like fake chicken, right? Like vegetarian chicken or vegetarian beef in a pan, and then you take it out of the pan. Is there stuff stuck to the pan?
Yeah.
Like a, I don't know what's in vegetarian stuff. So it's like carrot oil or whatever it comes out of it.
So
soil.
There's the like veggie beef that I use that has like an oil in it. I don't know if it's like an avocado oil or a coconut oil or something like that, but the vegetarian beef and the vegetarian sausages that I use, those
do they sear?
Yes.
Okay.
They have their own oil. When they
sear, there's like stuff burnt onto the pan?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a fond, I guess. I never used that stuff, so I don't know. But that's what you know, I've heard of someone say deglaze the pan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you add like something to it, like water or wine or something like that, stock, and then kind of scrape the bottom of the pan to get that mixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, some of these sauces are so easy that I just need you to do one. I just need you to do one, right? Just so that when you send me a photo, it doesn't look like the Sahara.
Okay.
Because it's dry looking.
The chicken, it depends on the kind of chicken I use. Like the breaded vegetarian chicken patties, I cook in the air fryer. So I would have to make like a sauce on its own for that.
Yeah, just butter, water.
I never do.
You should.
And then I also get like these frozen like diced chicken, quote unquote, pieces. With those though, I do have to add an oil. They don't have their own oil that they release when they cook.
Do you ever do like just buy a sweet and sour sauce from like from like the store?
I do, yes.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
That's fine. Just anything. I'm willing to accept ketchup here. I mean, I wouldn't probably use ketchup, but probably you could. Do you like ketchup?
I do like ketchup, yeah.
Gross.
I know. I know. I like ketchup. I don't like mustard.
What?
I've never had
Savages.
a mustard that I have liked, so I no longer try mustard.
That Barack Obama one time said, while he was sitting across from this guy named Tommy Vitor, and they were eating, and he looked at him while Tommy Vitor put ketchup on something he was eating, and he looked at him with disgust. Obama looked at him with disgust, and he turned around and he goes, "What?" He goes, "Ketchup's a child's condiment." And I've thought about that so many times, and I was like, that does feel right. It's so sweet.
It's fair. That's fair, you know. It's fair. I do, but yeah, I do like ketchup. I don't like mustard.
Yellow mustard, Dijon, none of it?
I don't know if I've ever tried Dijon, but I don't like yellow mustard. So
Dijon mustard's not like a rarity. It's like things you can get most places.
Well, we never had mustard in our house when I was growing up.
What?
Like, I don't think anybody in my family had mustard.
I mean, it'd be weirder, I guess, if you boiled chicken and then put mustard on it. That'd be weird too, I guess. And we just need to sit down one day, and that's all we're gonna do. Just go through some basic shit.
Okay.
I also was surprised that you didn't know that the stove, that the dials weren't like mathematically accurate. This is shocking.
I was going by what they said, and it seemed like 5 is the halfway point, and it said like medium.
Right.
Medium. So that should be a medium heat.
No, that's not how that works.
Well, it should. It should be
low,
medium, high.
I'm with you, but different stoves cook at different temperatures, right? So, like, based on how worn in they are, how used they are, if depending on the type of burner you have, you know, you have to know what medium heat looks like to your food.
Yeah.
Right? Or what high heat looks like. So when you fry an egg, and
I've gotten better about frying
crispy orange exterior bits, that's too high. Right?
I don't do that anymore.
You don't do that anymore.
I don't do that anymore.
That hard Dorito orange. Ugh.
All right. I think we should go to this week's episode before you spill any more of my cooking secrets.
Your crispy shuriken fucking eggs. Oh my god.
Okay. So anyway,
eggs that just flake away in the wind.
This is Return to Ravenloft, Season 3, Episode 9. Spirits Take the Wheel.
I went to cut one of the eggs she prepped one time, and it shattered like glass. It shattered.
That's not
you slap it on the table, it goes. Still gonna take a while to get there, huh?
Oh yeah. But it's gonna go faster than you guys walking.
That's fair.
Not as fast as you running.
Yeah, but I still have to rest. I'm not like not Captain America.
How long does it last for?
I don't know, but you can cast it again if we have to land, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think a permanent thing that I mean, it can be killed, but
yeah. Okay. Steed. And it was Fine Greater Steed.
Yeah.
Also,
it only says that the mount disappears when it drops to 0 or you dismiss it.
Yeah, so permanent until.
Yep. Yeah. It is a permanent spirit, celestial, fey, or fiend. So.
Right on.
And it can talk if we want it to.
Well, thank you.
Beast doesn't prefer for his Uber driver to speak to him whenever he's getting chauffeured around.
Actually, the griffin can't talk.
Oh.
Because it has to have an intelligence score.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Sorry. The intelligence goes up to 6?
I thought that's what the spell said.
Okay, and it gains the ability to understand one language of your choice that you speak.
Oh, what if it lost its strength? What if it lost a little strength? Would it be able to speak multiple languages?
I am sorry.
No, it's fine.
Why don't you work this out with David some more?
No, thank you.
All right.
I think I'll just steam on this the way it is.
You guys are flying and heading back to Rayne. Buddy.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My next action is currently in the messenger chat.
Oh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I want you to say it just like that.
I'm a shark. I'm a shark. Suck my dick. I'm a shark. Yeah, I'm going into were-shark form. So technically that is my action. I believe shape change the way that, even though this is a quote unquote, unofficial 5th edition,
use the action to polymorph between forms.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to attack this round.
Technically, to use the rogue bonus action as a offhand attack, does that mean you have to attack as your primary action?
Extra attack. You can attack twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
So yeah, you need
yeah, I would have had to have made a first attack. But what I can do is action surge.
You can.
I can action surge. Oh boy, can I action surge. Now, here's an interesting question. He doesn't have all of his hit points, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Oh, well, that's just a fucking shame. Because I get Blood Frenzy, which means I get advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points.
Ooh.
I also can multi-attack as part of my extra action, which means I get 2 attacks, the first of which is a bite. So I'm going to bite this son of a bitch. For God, at least I hope so. +7 to hit. All right, don't fail me now, D20. That's a 19 to hit. I think I bit the hell out of him.
Yes, you did.
2d8 +4 damage.
Now, is your bite magical or silver?
Let's see. Melee weapon +7 to hit. 13 piercing damage. If the target is a humanoid, it must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be cursed with lycanthropy.
He already has it.
He already has. Yeah, he gave it to me. So it's just like us, we're just spreading herpes around between the two of us. So that's actually a really good question. It is a piercing,
but it's non-magical or silver.
Yeah, it's not magical or similar, which means he doesn't take any damage, does he? Because he's totally immune. Can I use my bite attack to grapple him instead?
Sure.
Okay. Will that have succeeded in grappling him with the initial roll?
Let me check.
Because if it's a strength, it would have been a 16, because it would be...
So then he would have to counter the 16, right?
Well, grapple would have been what?
It's athletics.
Okay,
athletics.
Pardon me, 21.
Okay.
21. My athletics is pretty damn good.
Oh, he rolled an 11.
All right. So I've bitten him. I now have him clamped down. He's not going anywhere. With the remaining attack as part of the multi-attack, I will take the one remaining silver dagger I do have, the one that didn't get stuck in the railing, and I will stab the shit out of him.
All right.
No, I won't. No, not even remotely close. Oh, wait, I get advantage. Ha 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 ha. Wait. Yes. That's a 2-digit number that starts with 2.
Congratulations, you crit him.
12 points of damage,
All
of which he
right.
takes all of it. I had advantage on the rolls, so don't I get my sneak attack damage too?
Yes, you do.
Another 8 on top of that. And
Didn't we agree this does no damage?
The bite
That-
didn't.
the
The
bite
silver
didn't.
dagger.
The silver dagger still does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was very confused because I just assumed you turned into a shark. I didn't realize you turned into like a human
hybrid.
shark. Right,
it's a
right,
hybrid form. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can turn into a full-on shark if I want.
That'd be bad right now.
Yeah, but it would be bad right now. Yes. If he
Nate-
goes into the water, I will. Yes.
Shouldn't your sneak attack damage be doubled since you crit?
Yeah, all the rolls.
Mhm.
Oh
dice
yeah.
rolls.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so add another 8 on top of that.
Okay.
Yep, you're right. That was part of the critical. I had forgotten about that.
Sorry,
Thank you for reminding me.
before we talked about damage calculation, I figured we'd negotiate whether or not
Yes.
it mattered.
Also, I would like it noted that I make a mental note to myself that the next time that I'm at the dentist, I'm getting silver fillings in my teeth.
Actually, a plated would be better. Fillings would mean that it wouldn't do damage and the silver would never touch them, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
have
get
to
myself.
caps.
I'm gonna get myself a grill. That's what we're going for now.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
yeah, but no, you have a problem here
Mm.
because I
any-
assume your
anytime I
mouth
bite-
changes shape when you change shape. So, like when you go back to human, your head will get ripped apart by the silver formant.
Oh,
So
also,
you
it'd
would
be
just have to carry like a set of jaws. You just slip on your teeth like
You could
dentures
put-
or
you
some
could put-
shit. and-
dentures.
You could put seriously like a fucking like a grill, like
Yeah.
a jaw, like a shark tooth necklace around your neck, like jewelry, and then when you become shark form, you snap it in.
yeah,
Oh.
that could work. Yeah,
Or
'cause
what
it would
if
be-
you just got silver braces and then those would like move with your teeth?
That would be
They
fine,
would
but you know
rip
how
your head apart.
yeah, braces would rip. Here's the thing:
You'd
I
have
just
to
don't.
you'd have to use springs, like a bed, like one of those like a mattress with like
Yeah.
those, like a bunk bed.
I also
Uh.
just thought that if I had silver fillings in my mouth anytime like I was eating, if I accidentally bit my tongue, I'd kill myself. So
That's a good point. Yeah.
I
Oh.
probably don't want to do that. Okay. So altogether, that should have been 20 points of damage.
You could get a mustard canister like they do it like at ballparks where you like squeeze like and just fill it with like things that taste good to you, but also have silver filings in them. So you could like spray them down and then shark out and then bite because he'd be coated with it then, and each bite
Yeah.
would then take it with it. All
That
right, never
seems-
mind.
Seems like we're
Let's,
going to, yeah, we're
we'll
going with the front.
spitball it. We'll spitball it.
We'll spell it. Okay. So that should be all the damage. It would have been 12 plus 8 plus 8. So 28 total. He is grappled. And I'm really pissed off right now as a shark. And that's it. Did I miss anything? I did
No,
not
you're
miss
good.
anything. Nope, I'm all good. Okay.
I love the
Don't
idea
you
of you
have
going
the,
back to human form and having fucking your cheeks all ripped apart. 'Cause
Oh god, if I ground my teeth in my sleep, then I'd swallow all of
Oh,
the silver
no.
and die. Is there something I'm missing? I don't think so. Because I got to do a multi-attack as my bonus attack. That was my bonus action in which I get to make 2 attacks, one of which is a bite, the other of which is with either a melee or ranged weapon attack, which I've done. Shape Changer was my main action. I don't think there's anything I'm missing as part of my turn. He's grappled. We've agreed on that with the bite. I'm not letting him go. Anything else?
I don't
Any
think
thoughts?
so. There's one ability you have. It's a frenzy or something. It's
Well, that's so Blood Frenzy. The were shark has advantage on melee attack
Mhm.
rolls against any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points.
no. Okay. Now, for some reason, I thought there was like a berserker or something. There was something else that
Hmm,
trying to remember somewhere.
not that I see.
Okay, no worries. All good.
Yep. The only other thing is I'm immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks not made with silver weapons. I have 30 feet of blind sense. And yeah, that's it.
All right. All right, cool. No, I've had a lot of lycanthropes through the years, and just sometimes things get melted together. And
no worries. Do I need to roll for the rest of my crew now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's where it's all going to go pear-shaped. How many D20 rolls will be remaining? How many targets are remaining? I suppose.
There's 3 enemies left, but you have, I think, 4 crew left.
I think 4 because you told me that you took.
Yes. Yeah, Splinter's down and the brothers are down. So yeah, you got 4 left.
Okay, so I'll have one. So one attack each on the remaining, and then since I'll have a +1, I'll have them come in and stab at Draga, who they should have advantage against because I have him under a grapple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do the 3 non-advantage rolls first. The first one, that's a 5, right back to where we started. The second one's a 16, significantly better. That's a 7. That's probably a miss. And now the one that's going to attack Draga, who gets advantage, his first roll is a 10, and his second roll is a 5. So we'll take the 10.
Okay. Give me a D6.
3.
He actually is able to gouge Draga.
Nice.
The first one drops one of the remaining enemy crew.
Okay.
The other 2 miss. And luckily I had rolled 3 and the third dice was the good one out of the 3 I rolled, but the problem is third one doesn't count because you killed one of the ones, so the 2 ones are bad, so the crew member and the rat both miss. You see a series of scorching rays miss you in particular.
Nice.
And then Draga. How do we want to do this?
Is he going to first try and break out of the grapple? Or is he just going to...
Actually, that would be the first one, yeah. So let's...
Well, he can still attack you in the grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could also cast his touch spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like this.
Okay.
He's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Is he going to get all of his hit points back?
I'm gonna tell you in a second.
Okay.
Oh shit, let's do it. Let's pop this at a level 6. 68.
How many hit? Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. 6, 7 is 13. Plus 3 is 16. Plus another 3 is 19. Plus another 6 is 25. The last one is a 4, so he gets 29 hit points
back. So he pretty much got everything I hit him with back, but he was already down.
No, you had him actually up to 76 total between everything.
Okay.
Between the cannon and everything else.
Okay.
So 29 out of 76. All right, cool.
I don't get healed by proxy because he's in my mouth right now, do I? Does that somehow transfer over? That would be...
I'm sorry, I was reading something. I came back to he's in my mouth right now. What happened? Did Nate roll so bad on his attacks that he's decided to take on a new strategy here?
No. It's just he cured his wounds. Right. He cast a 6-level cure wound spell. And I'm just wondering, because I'm currently eating him, do I somehow get to siphon a little of that off?
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Are you asking if you could suck the healing out?
Hey,
no, hold on.
Hey, I'm a sailor. Any port in a storm, damn it.
Boy, that's
20 gold, 20 gold.
20 hit points, you know?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, this is fuck.
I'm not saying that it goes this way, but Nate, if you could just make a case for your thinking
Well,
about
no,
how this works. Could you just make a case for it, please? I'm
currently sunk into his flesh with my teeth, which means that at least some part of my flesh is in contact with his.
So you're saying that two individual entities, one eating another, become one entity?
No, I'm not saying they become one
philosophical
entity.
thing?
No, I'm not saying they become one entity. I'm just saying that
if two people are holding hands and you cast a heal on one, does the other one get a little razzle dazzle in their fingers?
I mean, have you ever rubbed your feet on carpet with socks on and then touched someone? They get part of the electrical charge.
You're saying that the static is the same as healing magic.
I'm saying it's a transference of energy.
Well, wow, we're getting into some crystal magic shit here now.
Oh, Mister, I'm going to find a way to figure out how to finagle 6 additional languages.
Why don't you bundle some sage? I was petitioning the god of the universe to make the ruling. But
I would like to point out, if you try to convince David of, because I'm biting this guy as he heals himself, I should get some healing, then you are setting a precedent where if somebody has grappled you and say they're immune to fire, but they cast fireball on themselves, then you're gonna get some of that fireball.
I know.
Or like anything that they would cast.
I was merely being tongue in cheek.
Or if they're poisoned. Or if they're poisoned and you bite them, do you get a little bit of that poison?
Well, you know what? I would make that there's a stronger case for that than anything else.
Yeah.
So
but if you bite them and they get poisoned, then you're venomous.
Possibly.
No, you have to cause the venom.
I like Rachel's double standard rule, though. No,
I like this. This should be the whole podcast. Set up a situation where we can argue about whether or not. Okay.
No. There's. I sent Rachel a critical role and another DM. They're instigating a new kind of like a homebrew role, and I wanted to actually pick your guys' brains on it.
Okay.
Oh, that roll for emphasis.
The role for emphasis.
Did someone explain the rule?
So, if I remember it right, let's say you're going to make a really important roll, and whatever the result is, it should be like either really amazing or you spectacularly fail. Like there shouldn't be like a sort of average middle of the road outcome for it. You roll for emphasis, which is where you roll 2d20 and you take the result that is furthest from a 10. So like let's say you roll an 11 and a nat 1, you take the nat 1. But if you rolled a 9 and a nat 20, you would take the nat 20.
Right.
So it could be like amazing, or you like
what if you roll
shoot your foot off.
If you roll a 5 and let's say they're equal apart, then you re-roll.
That doesn't feel very elegant.
So
if anything, you would roll 3 d20, so that way there would never be parity. Right? Because then there would be 2 on one side and 1 on the other. Just to solve the problem.
Yeah. Rolling for emphasis may occur when your DM considers ability checks not by DC, but by the quality of the roll. You have neither advantage nor disadvantage on an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. The situation is so that either success or failure are the only 2 outcomes, and great success and great failure at that.
So then
when the DM would traditionally ask a player to roll a d20 without modifiers to determine an outcome, and binary outcomes are expected, or the players are asked to do something that is guaranteed to succeed, but the DM still wants randomness and drama.
Okay. Well, then the obvious solution is coin flip and then a d10 for scale, right? One scale of 1 to 10, how amplitudic it is from the central point, and then the coin flip to plus or negative it, right?
Yeah, you could do it that way.
So that way you don't have the binary structure, if that's the way we're going. So
no, I'm not saying we're going that way. It's just it was something that they put out recently. I wanted to.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea. I mean, because the end result, it depends what the end result is, right? Some people think of this in D&D 4.0 rules, where they like a simulated universe, which has its moments where it can be positive, but the idea for playing this is to tell a narrative story, especially in our format for like podcasting it. You're trying to tell an interesting story. The highs and low manufacturing there is better, right? That's why I think a lot of times, kind of DMs that kind of skew a role or skew a situation a little bit in order to add weight or heft or something like that to a moment is better, in particular for this type of thing. Where if we were playing at a table, maybe then the technical aspect of I keep saying Final Fantasy, of D&D 4, 4th edition, is more cohesive in its structure, but everything becomes a roll, everything becomes a check. It starts to feel like an algorithm as opposed to a game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to play the rules of physics in a game. I don't want to like, oh well, let's figure out what the arc is and the speed and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've done that with Greece though.
But we have to do that with Greece. And see, but the different and here's an important thing.
No, you're right though.
When you do that in the moment of Greece, it's not really about the numbers. It's not really about
it's about
the outcome.
It's about what happens. Yeah, it's about the outcome.
And it could go really well and it could go really bad. So I think that there is something to that system, though I think that their stupid idea of 2d20s is just piss poor. I think there's
it's part of the 5th edition kind of dumb it down part where they're trying to make it as easy flowing as they can.
Right, but what's easier than flip a coin and roll a d10?
Well, that's what a lot of people like in this Reddit thread are saying. A lot of people say, why not just flip a coin and then do that? Other people are like, why not just roll a d4, whereby 1 is really bad, 2 is kind of bad, 3 is kind of good,
there's
and 4
less
is really
scalability.
Good.
I bet for a DM that wasn't very good, having a d4 is probably a better system. But I think for someone who has a better understanding of how this interaction will go, the best having two tiers of that isn't as interesting. Where I think a better DM wants more ability to work it out, right?
Yeah.
To tell that.
I've tended to lean more closer to your coin flip, where with the d20, it's always been the plus and the minus off that 10 number.
Yeah.
Well, they probably, for like what they put out about it, they probably just said a d20 because players like to roll d20s.
Yeah, but then you run in. But that's the thing, is that if you're trying to make a new system to be adopted, the coin flip is binary. That's the succeed or fail.
Yeah.
And then an amplitude, you can roll anything as long as it has amplitude ticks on it. It doesn't really matter. So you decide if it's a fail or a negative, or a fail or a success, and then roll a d20 to tell how good of a failure or a success it is. That feels fine too. Just the coin flip. I know people don't like coin flips because it feels different than a die roll, but it is a die roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's a D2.
Yeah,
it's a D2.
Yeah, probabilistics and in comparison with like how people feel about a thing, that's fair. It's a fair thing. So maybe that's where they were going, but
Kraken Dice actually sells the D2 in some of their sets. It's literally just like this flat piece that looks like a hex coin.
The fact that you would hand someone
inside
some coins in order to get a coin back is silly.
I have a D3.
Oh,
it's like a little.
There's actually a set I've seen on TikTok that is all the numbers. So it is actually a D1. There's 20 dice, D1 through D20. The D1 is just this oblong shaped thing that no matter how you roll it, it's weighted to roll over onto its back and show you one. It's not like meant to be a serious die you play with, but it's just like, did you want the whole set of die? Here you go.
It feels like the one you've been rolling.
Yeah, I know.
D1. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually been sitting on.
I rolled with advantage there.
9 D20s tonight, just rolling in between them all.
Yeah.
Well, I got these pretty ones that have the eyes that roll, and I wanted to use them all. So,
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think the roll for emphasis is a good idea?
I like the RP aspect of it. I like the predictability of it. It kind of brings it, like you said, it brings less out of the mechanics to the story and puts the story back more between the DM and the player. I do like that part. I
What do
do
you
know
think,
there's maxer players out there that won't want to side with it because they're about building that strong character and maxing out everything, so they're not going to be happy with the fact that the mechanics is taken away from them.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have that issue at Freelance at all. So,
well, there's no difference, right? Right. If the emphasis is the only point, then it is a binary. So the min-maxer shouldn't have a problem with it, right?
I wouldn't think
Well, but
so.
you're not adding a modifier to it, so that's probably why a min-maxer would have a problem with it.
That's
because
exactly.
They're like, well, what about my plus 14 to whatever?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking of. But
right,
we
but
don't.
They wouldn't get that on the initial roll for 2d20s anyway. The one roll to determine success.
Yeah, but I mean, this is. I mean, the example they used was like you use like a sword or a stick to to try to prop open a dragon's mouth so it doesn't snap at you. It's either going to go really good or really, really bad.
Right.
So, but
yeah, but I mean, in those situations, there is no real mid ground, right?
So, but no, I'm sorry, Rachel, I cut you off.
Oh, I like the sort of story aspect of it. I don't think it's something that should be used often. Like, I don't think a player should be like every other role, like, can I do an emphasis roll? But I think
that's anything that, right? Like, I mean, you say that about anything. Like, you don't want to use it for attack rolls.
Right. But if
you jump at a rope over a chasm, you either catch the rope or you don't, right?
True.
So roll to see if you catch the rope, and then the emphasis roll modifies the outcome of whatever your roll was with your modifier, right?
Well, the emphasis roll, you wouldn't use your modifier. It's just a straight D20.
The second one. The first one, you still have to roll the check to see if it succeeds or fails with your modifier.
I don't think.
Yeah.
The whole point. No, the whole point of the emphasis roll is to take out all modifiers, and
that's on the amplitude roll, right? Because why would you roll two if there was one was a success or failure flat?
That was the idea of the.
Well, here's the way to clean it up, then, right? The way to clean it up is to use your modifier, just like Rachel was saying. You run to catch a rope. You have a high athletics check, so you grab the rope, right? Add your modifier to it. Did you succeed or did you fail on the grabbing of the rope? Done. Now roll the emphasis roll to see, given that you're succeeded with your grab, how well did you really do? So, like, remember in the strength checks in second edition where they had a strength stat and then they had percentages or numbers, like between 1 and 20 was hill giant strength, and then between 21 to 40 was stone giant, and all the way up the line to storm giant or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't play THAC0. I'm sorry.
Back in the day, they used to have sort of a similar thing, right? Where you'd pass your strength check, or when you first rolled your strength, let's say you were in the 19s, right? 19 to 20 is a huge chasm. It's way above maximum human capacity. So how legendary are you? Right? So the amplitude, now that you've gotten your dice rolls high up there into your superhuman range, how superhuman? Like, are you superhuman like Spider-Man strength, or are you fucking the Hulk strength? Roll your dice to see, right? And so,
like Adrie breaking doors, does she just like kick the door handle, or does she splinter the door?
Right? Does the fucking building collapse? Right? Like, does she kick the fucking house 2 blocks down the road? Right.
Okay, I see where you're coming from on that one.
I think it's fair to if you simplify it to the point where it's just binary, like the coin flip, like we were talking about, then yeah, I can see min-maxers being pissed off about that. But I think we do that already, right? Like when someone crit fails and they're right next to a bunch of other people, you make them roll percentage dice sometimes just to see.
Yeah.
Just to see how bad they really fucked up. that is an amplitude roll. That's your emphasis. So we already do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's natural to do that kind of thing.
I think it's just the emphasis roll is like it's definitely like simplified. Like rolling 2d20 is, I think, easier for players than to say roll a percentage die.
Yeah.
And then you roll a percentage die and it's like you got a 39, and then the DM is like, well, how bad is a 39?
Really?
But
yeah. That's the DM's job to tell us how bad a 39 is.
Yeah.
Because we don't know
Nate
all the
killed
factors.
a kobold with a 39.
Oof.
That's how bad it is.
Pretty bad.
Although if we were playing Call of Cthulhu, that 39 might have been actually really good. Who knows?
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier with the speed of light and the reference frame. It depends where you're at.
It depends where you're at.
Yeah.
All right. Nate, did you have any thoughts on it?
I understand where they're coming from. They're trying to build a thematic element into a game that is, I don't know. I look at most podcasts as being more heavily role played than probably your average home game. And so it gives them a tool to
add to the role play.
It gives them a tool to add to the role play. It gives them a dramatic element that they can use that they feel they don't have already. And to that end, if it's a tool they like, I don't have any problem with it. I don't have any problem with anybody homebrewing a rule as long as everybody agrees with it.
Right.
But I don't know that I fundamentally I go back. You guys make good points. It's probably it could potentially be a good system for a DM that is new or is a little weak on the whole. Okay, how do I describe the outcome of this? Really good or really bad. The extremes tend to be pretty easy. It is difficult to come up with what is effectively a middle of the road mediocre kind of explanation. It's like, you caught the thing. Whoopty shit. Everybody wants to have their either swing from the chandelier or fall off the fucking cliff moment. So, I mean, I think it's fine for that. I think for most other things, though, I don't know. I feel like if your DM is strong enough or if your players are good enough at role playing, you can do all of that without having to add an additional mechanic to it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that would be the way I'd look at it.
Two quick things before we end this, and they're very short. Yep. One, I 100% agree with your sentiment, Nate. That is very astute. That the percentage above whatever the successful part is, the DM should be able to acclimate themselves to whatever the role was.
I would think so.
You don't need that. Sometimes if you do need it, we can roll it just to see for fun, because it does heighten up the fun. Oh shit, he's asking us to roll percentages.
Yeah,
what does that
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Then I just had, right as you were talking, I just had this wave hit me. This is exactly what we felt like when they took Thaco away. This is exactly what we felt like. Oh, it's too complicated. We need to simplify it because it's so hard. And then you guys come in and start playing after Thaco, and this is now the world that you live in, right?
Yeah.
And now new people want to change it and make it simpler. You fuckers benefited. You fuckers are the ones that don't know if you're a hill giant or a 10 bars lift gates, motherfucker.
Oh, did you say piss
breath
bar
weapon? 10 bars lift gates. You don't know.
Yeah.
You guys don't know what life was like when you had to do fucking long division to figure out if you hit a goddamn jelly. You don't know.
No.
What angle are you hitting? Fuck off. You guys are talking about this simplifying it. Fuck off, you guys. Fucking
right.
You ever had 4 hit points and fall down a flight of stairs and almost die?
Well, once. I've played first edition exactly one time, and that was
fucking
probably
shot with a bow and
one
arrow.
time
and
too many.
Your wizard needs to get re-rolled.
I've heard a story of a player trying to kick a rat in the sewer and getting crit by this rat and getting killed at level 1 in the sewer.
Dude, you could get poisoned. You could literally fucking shoot a fireball too close. You're just dead. You're just dead. And if your hit points went below your con score, you're dead. System shock. Anytime you got rezzed, you had to roll to see if the res worked, if your body was cohesive enough to accept it.
Wow.
We do that shit in Ravenloft. That's how our horse came back fucked up.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to do that with Hawks. I'm a little worried I'm gonna bring Hawks back as a demon or something.
The universe,
the sister's body or spirit jumps into the body.
Oh, no.
The universe that you exist in, right, is the one that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
And that we're all right now, even me now at this point, are familiar with the non-THAC0 structure. And when someone comes in and tries to simplify the thing, you don't think about the next generation of people who want to play it. Is this going to make the game better for everyone? You just think about they're changing something that I know, and I don't like it. And I know that feeling because I've seen it twice now.
How very Republican of us. Fuck.
Well, no, that's the thing is that you've gotten comfortable with the systems that you've been living with. And now they're thinking about the next generation of people. How do we get more people to play the game? How do we keep it fresh and keep it alive? And they want to change it. And now you're like, they're changing my thing. Yeah, but they already changed my thing.
But I didn't come after. I didn't
feel
say
like the old Ben and Jerry's hippie because I've seen it too many fucking times to get upset about it now. I'm the old man in this one.
We're not diving into D&D next right now.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is try to keep an open mind to the new systems because they're not always bad.
Yeah,
and
I
think,
didn't say it was a bad idea. I think
it's some
he's ranting about others.
Oh, I know.
In the generation of people who existed post THAC0, the 3-5ers, right?
Yeah.
Those people are going to be upset because they didn't have. Well, dude, we had 4 fucking classes, and if you wanted to be a fucking skald or something, you had to get really clever with your fucking choices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have a fucking book that they put out every 2 fucking weeks that you had to buy to figure out how to make yourself creative. Oh, someone else was creative for me. Good. Thank God they put out a book so they could show me how to be creative by following step by step through this chart they made. But it made it easier for people. So we learned to adapt. And I think when you guys are 50 and you're looking back at the new system, which is like just plug your head up to the book and see what it says. Yeah. Did you have a good time? Yes, no. Yeah.
This is why we need a D&D rules argument.
Episode
podcast.
Yes.
It's true though. Like if you talk to those old fucks, right? This is a perfect time to have Jake around. Because he would have been like, Jake, do you remember THAC0? Do you remember how pissed off everybody was when they got rid of it? And then now it's better. It's all right. It's not worse. It's not better. It's just different. It made it easier for everyone.
Yeah.
That's when our HMA engineer actually quit playing D&D was when THAC0 left.
Right. What a petulant thing to do. Don't quit because they got rid of THAC0. Just learn the new system and keep rolling. Right.
So
that's why I can't ever remember if high ground is a thing anymore. Because I've played so many systems, I don't remember which one we're in.
I know what you're talking about.
You're supposed to stand. Do I feint to throw him off? Is that a thing in this? I don't remember. Too many times I fucking roll a feint roll to see if they fucking are off balance so I can get my sneak attack. It doesn't even exist anymore.
A lot of my players will still like remember Pathfinder rules and try to implement them. They'll be like, all right, I'm gonna take a 5-foot step from it. I'm like, you can't do that here.
Yep. Oh,
I like to vital strike him and just stack all of my attacks. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, shit.
Yep.
Cleave. Can I take a 10-step between my cleave? What cleave?
What if I drop him? Can I take another?
Yeah. Continuous cleave. What is it? The 5-foot step to jump to the next guy. Yeah.
Oh, dude, and then point blank shot with multi shot with
Don't even get me started on the point blank.
All right. Yeah, we're not okay.
All right, I got smokes. You guys keep going.
Okay.
Adrie, you're looking at him up a wall.
How far is he from me?
30 feet?
30 feet.
Because he did a double movement and he only got halfway because you had him half movement because of your spirit guardians.
Okay. How high up is he?
20 feet up?
How far is Rayne's ship from me? Because it's docked, right? So I can
Yeah,
I
you
should be
can.
able to like run down the docks to it and board it again.
Of course, yes. Please board the ship.
I mean, it might. That's kind of what I was thinking of doing
Okay.
because I don't have a lot of time to.
Let me pull up my city map.
I mean, I couldn't have gotten too far because I
No, yeah,
jumped
you
off
ran
it,
over, so
ran over.
no,
and
you
got
can make it in one turn.
ox,
You can
and
make it
then-
in one turn.
Okay. And I had originally cast Spirit Guardians when I was on range ship, so I saw who to disallow from it. So Rayne's men
Damn.
will be fine.
Objection.
Hmm.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Can we get a perception check to see that she was clearly able to identify all of the people from that range? There's been a lot of burning. There's a whole half of a chip missing.
Does
I would
she
like
know
to believe
which
that
shark
due to-
has which shark in whose mouth?
Due to the
Oh,
I
mist,
don't,
yeah,
mist on the water.
can you
time of day,
identify shark?
lighting.
Yeah, where sharks from where
that's
sharks?
not for me to identify. That's for the spirits to identify.
There's burning things, and there's smoke in the air. Could she even clearly identify those people from that distance?
I
All right.
cast it before the smoke in the air happened.
All right,
The
you
spirits
can
know what
reach
they're
the
doing.
ship in the turn. You can reach the
All right.
the gangplank in your turn.
That's the
Before
Adrie version of Jesus take the wheel.
Name of the episode.
spirits take the wheel.
Spirits take the wheel.
So, before I leave, I want to grab that wanted poster that has a 20,000 gold bounty on me. And I'm gonna point up at the guy on the wall and be like, I'm really busy right now, but if I see you again, you're gonna regret it, and then you're gonna die immediately after regretting it. Okay?
Can I just call out that she is for sure going to try to flex on me with that map, with that fucking wanted poster?
I'm gonna keep it. It's cool. All right, and then I'm going to move back to Rayne's ship.
Okay.
Bringing Spirit Guardians with me. And getting as many people who are not.
You can get to the gangplank. You can't get on the ship yet.
What if I bonus action move?
No, that's what I'm saying with your full move.
Oh, okay. So my move action and my cunning action dash.
Are you going the full 90?
Well, move and cunning action is 70.
Okay. Well,
you could dash for your initial move, then cunning action dash.
You get 90. Technically, then you're at 105.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Dash, cunning action dash.
No, okay, yeah, at 105.
If I wanted to cash in my action for a third move, then yeah.
Yeah. No, that would put you on the ship.
Okay, then I will do that, bringing Ducknado with me.
Now, are you going to get within range of Draga or the rat?
Who would I encounter first?
As you would get to the deck and give me a acrobatics to cross the burning gangplank.
Acrobatics. 13.
You make it across the burning gangplank while you're breaking 3 boards of it crossing, destabilizing it even more.
Oh
no. Luckily, I mean the ropes are still technically tied to the docks. They haven't actually like launched the ship. As far as I know, right, Rayne?
Yeah, that'd be right.
Okay. Technically, you're equal distance between the were rat, and the 2 were sharks that are entangled in each other's mouths.
Okay. So, all right, I have arrived. I have destroyed some of the gangplank. I'm sorry, who did I get to first? Was the rat?
That's up to you. You're about equal between the 2 of them on the deck on the ship.
Okay. I'll stop at the rat first.
All right, you head over to the rat.
He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Him and the other guy. Oh, nice. One rolled a 15, the other rolled a 16.
Fail.
Yep. What's it, 17?
18.
Well, that was the rolls. That's not adding their.
Oh, sorry.
So. Nope, that's a fail. Yep, those are fails. Those are fails.
Okay. Then they each take 18 radiant damage.
Rhino likey. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. The one crew member is almost dead, and the rat is bloodied. Wait. No, yeah, he's worse than he was before. Okay.
Is he starting his turn?
Well, no, technically Rayne would have to go first.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All good. She just wants double damage on that stupid thing. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Almost. We gotta make one more stop.
Oh, we gotta go over to it. Okay.
Yeah. On the not the far side, but about the middle of Darkon, on a skeleton griffin flying through the air, and the song "Whole New World" playing in the back. I'm kidding. Kaeviir, what are you doing? Besides flying through the air. Anything?
Well, I mean, what's the weather like?
She got it above like the moisture of the clouds, so you're kind of in a dark sky.
Is it pretty like aggressive, like it's flying motion, or is it?
It's definitely not a smooth flight with the two people on the back of the griffin.
Yeah. She has a belt, like a holster, or like a kind of.
She has like a sword belt.
Yeah.
A few of them.
All right, I'm going to reach into my gear, and I'm going to take out a small amount of rope, or maybe like a handcuff or something like that. And I'm going to cuff her weapon belt like something sturdy to the interior of my belt, so that I can kind of take a load off without being like nervous.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, I guess turn around on the back mount so I could put my back against hers.
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can, since we're above the wind, I'm gonna see if I can get it to rolling a cigarette or a cigarillo, something with some sturdiness.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Well, to see how well you hold on to it.
Okay. I take a 10, 27.
You're gonna reverse pickpocket the tobacco into the paper.
Well, I was trying to figure out like the roll between sleight of hand and acrobatics to.
No, it's cool. I'll
get it
just
to
use my
roll.
extra thumb strength now that I don't
Yeah.
speak all these languages, and I'll just roll this with my extra thumb strength.
Acrobatics is dexterity.
Yeah.
Or
Doesn't
sleight
matter.
of hand.
I took a 10 on it because I always do.
Yeah. All right. So, no, you're able to get it lit and going, and
Lit, fam.
so, and with the speed you guys are moving, the smoke's actually going away, so there's no issue of the smoke going back the other way.
So you fly here often? I'm gonna like tilt my hat forward so that the back brim of it doesn't hit her in the head.
Not really. Normally I try not to, but since we already saw which way the dragons went, I'm a little more keen to be okay up here.
Well, that's bad news for you, lady. That's where we're headed. Listen here, toots, follow them dragons.
This ain't worth the payday.
Nah, it will be. We how far out are we, do you think? And how much faster were the dragons flying than we are? They got at least a few minute head start on us if we were match speeds.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine they fly a little faster than us.
I would imagine that at that age.
At that age.
Those dragons are ancient.
Oh, yeah.
They're huge.
Oh, can I say something out loud for Nate? I know I'm not there, but shark bait. Ooh ha ha. Okay.
All right. Shit. Distance wise.
I just don't want to run into any final season of Game of Thrones type situations where, like, you know, dragons are flying there and all of a sudden they're there and then a person who didn't have a dragon's also there. Do you know what
No,
I
I
mean?
know. Yeah. No, it's I mean the dragons aren't going to be there anytime close to tonight.
Right.
Or I mean they're still having to fly their way. So
I'm trying to think maybe there's a way we could
plus
get...
we're not positive the dragons are actually going to Materia Bay. They're flying that way.
Right. I'm also curious, maybe there's a way we can get there faster. What's on the way between where we are and where they're at? Anything that has high magical aptitude. Is the college?
Yeah.
It's closer?
The college is definitely closer.
How close?
Within a day.
We could probably get them to warp us, teleport us there.
That would definitely be faster. You'd show up before the dragons.
Let's do that.
If the dragons were going that way.
I'm gonna lean back and I'm be like, hey, turn here. We're gonna make a stop and it's gonna save us a little time on our trip.
Vivian's gonna be like, oh god, not you again.
All right, so she's like, the Institute.
Institute, yeah. Guy there owes
Okay.
me a favor. Actually, owes me a few of them.
Okay. It's probably safer than the castle.
Yep.
I can actually get into the castle.
Let's worry about this first.
Mm-hmm. I still got my Kargat pass. She holds up.
This little badge on a lanyard.
This is a picture of her like with a weird expression on her face.
So you guys reveer and head towards the Institute.
Yeah.
All right. And Nate just went BRB.
He went burb.
So all good.
You see my name, Rachel?
I do see your name now.
Good.
Here, let me.
Are you gonna change your name?
I am. There we go.
Ha ha! So I don't know multiple languages, so I'm no longer a polyglot. And Rachel, let me change my name to.
So with this is just for like my own note-taking understanding. I assume that Kaeviir is not on sort of like the same like Adrie and Rayne's actions are sort of happening simultaneously.
Yeah, a lot faster.
Kaeviir's in sort of like a different because Adrie and Rayne spent like several days traveling over, so I assume a lot of like what Kaeviir is doing has been like taking place during those days of Adrie and Rayne traveling. Is that right?
We're not synced up time wise.
Okay. I wasn't sure, so I just was trying to figure that out.
I'm still uneasy. I'm 100% still unsure about the full. You guys are definitely not time synced.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. You guys spent multiple days in the ship flying there.
Yeah.
Then waited for nightfall. Mm-hmm. Then went down into the town and began your combat. For me, I jumped off a ship and was interacting with your dad within like minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Then went out.
And then you guys traveled by foot for a ways too.
Yeah, but I mean, not super far. We found them almost immediately. Right? And then we did about half a day after going through the portal, interacting with the town. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was one combat. Didn't take super long. And then after that, we left. We were on foot for about a day. So we might actually be pretty close to synced up. I mean, fairly close, right? Like maybe within a couple hours.
Probably closer to half a day.
Yeah, I mean it's closer than maybe it seems.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff I did was conversational chunks, but they were all pretty back to back. And the only real time away that we had was when we went through a portal, which I imagine is instantaneous. I doubt you walk through a portal and then actually have to wait the distance it would take you to walk there. So that'd be a shitty portal. So then one combat, and then we left like right after that combat. So we might actually be a little bit ahead of you guys. Right?
I don't know.
We did camp once. So that's one day for sure. But then the next day we found them. And how long did it take you guys to fly there on the boat?
I think we
3 days
said it was 3 days to travel.
And then a wait for nightfall, right? So 3.5 days ish. So we might be a day early. Shit, I might actually already be there. You guys don't see me.
I don't think you're
not yet
before us.
No.
What if I got there and I was like, these motherfuckers ain't even here yet?
Nah, not the way the time moved.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify for my own notes.
No, it's okay. I've been trying to balance the time myself the whole way. So, like, I'm also trying to keep track of fucking everything Victor's doing in the other side of the fucking mirror. As you guys are keep going in your days.
Yeah.
I'm having to keep that going too.
Okay.
And then all the other little contenders for Dark Lotus, they're moving around the map doing little things.
Oh no. All these little pieces moving on a board.
Yeah. That's been fun. All right. I did it to myself. Nate, you're up.
Oh boy.
With a mouthful.
With a mouthful.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism. We really appreciate you coming in and listening. We also really appreciate all the people who support our Patreon. By supporting the Patreon, you're going to get behind the scene uncut clips that you'll get to see sort of like maybe the tissue behind some of the edited, cleaned up content. And you'll get that whenever we have a big block of it to drop, as well as any updates or any information behind the scenes stuff that we think the Patreons would like to know. So if you'd like to support our Patreon and help us continue making the high quality, high octane podcast that you've come to expect, go ahead to patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Thank you. And as usual, the invoice is in the mail.
I'm sorry. So if you ever hear me say, who are the 5 greatest spies of all time? Kaeviir. That's what I'm referencing. Thailand. Because I spit on fire.